the first thing that's really important, the public transportation there is actually really good. The government pays for a huge portion of it, and so it's actually pretty cheap as well. And they have a couple different systems. They have the metro that's just all underground. It's like a subway. And then they have a bigger one that's called the Renfe, which is like higher speed trains that they basically kind of run loops around the metro. And so if you wanted to go faster, you could get on the Renfe and it'll skip a couple stations, and then it just kind of pushes you around faster. And it also goes out to farther parts of Madrid rather than just kind of the center loop of the city. And then they also have a really good bus grid that just goes through all parts of the city. So as far as needing a car, if you were, it's really not worth having one. It's so hard to drive and it costs so much to park that it's really not worth it. And you can get from one side of Madrid to the other in public transport in around an hour, depending on how fast they're moving. So that's really good. And they've kind of changed it up now, but you can actually buy a ticket that's called an abono. And you can get them tourist passes from 3 days, a week, or the ones for local residents last for a month. And it just allows you to use as much public transport as you want. And so you can just buy the ticket, and then whenever you get on the bus, you scan it, or on the train or whatever else, and you can just go. And so the public transport there is actually really good, and that was one of the huge advantages that Madrid did have. And it is a big city though, so you have to be. It's really safe, but you still do need to be careful on the public transport. There's people who try and pickpocket you and who will try and rob you. So my main thing would just be always be attentive to where your bags are. And they always told us to, if you're wearing a backpack and you get on, just take it off and hold it in the front, or just make sure that you can always keep an eye on what you have with you, because there are people who will try. But it really is a safe city as far as that goes.